Hey everyone, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Mikan, and I'm here with the fabulous.
Ichigo here. What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Welcome back. So, join us this week as we discuss 90s and early 2000s anime. Hey guys, what's up? So, this week we will be talking about the great 90s and early 2000s anime that defined a generation, the classics, the OGs. And I got to start with when somebody says 90s and early 2000s, what is like the first anime that pops into your head?
Sailor Moon.
I should have guessed. Should have known. None other than Sailor Moon, of course.
Sailor Moon. For me, look, I know a lot of people, the first thought that they're going to go with, or the first anime that they're going to go with, is Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Z, that whole
Hmm.
universe.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, Sailor Moon that's the number one forever for me.
So when I say anime, you just think Sailor Moon. Okay, I got
Yeah.
it.
My
Yeah.
mind just goes, zoom, past everything, Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. No, I mean that
Sailor
makes
Moon.
sense. That's
What
definitely
about for
definitely
you?
classic.
Yeah.
For me, oh, I definitely think the big three. That's what my mind goes to. But if we're talking about like more 90s anime, I think Neon Genesis Evangelion probably is like one of the
Mm,
first things that pops into my head.
yeah.
Definitely a classic, in my opinion. I think for most people too.
That is a classic, but I hate to say that is one anime I have not fully watched.
I feel like it's not your vibe.
Well, I think it's just because it's more of a mecha type anime, 90s mecha anime with the exclusion of Gundam
Yeah.
was kind of not really my thing,
Hmm.
except for Gundam. It was
Yeah.
the Gundam with Domon Kashu as the main character. That's
Ooh.
the only Gundam that I could stand because fill in the blank.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, mecha's not for everyone. I totally get it.
Yeah. Except for
Were
Gundam. Domon Kashu had me coming
yes.
back.
Were you a Digimon person or a Pokemon person?
I think I was more Digimon than
Oh,
Pokemon, but
yes, thank you.
but I don't remember any of their names. I
Yes,
like them
same.
both,
No, I'm
but
not
I
gonna
don't
lie. I
remember
don't remember their names.
any of their
I don't
names.
remember any of their names. But I feel like Digimon was just more interesting. I don't know. Pokemon just never really pulled me in. I don't know what it was. I think maybe because it felt a little too lighthearted for me.
Mm.
The manga's actually kind of dark, surprisingly.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
like, yeah, they get really messed up.
Oh my
But
god.
the anime is like, for catered toward children, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Digimon I felt like had more weight to it. Like it was a little bit it wasn't darker, but it just felt more mature in my opinion.
Well, they were, I don't know, I think Ash Ketchum was what, 14, 12 to 14, all those years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the he just stayed that age until the very end, which was
Mhm.
this year.
Mhm.
But with Digimon, I want to say they were elementary, middle school students, but they aged. Like
I
they
get
got
yeah,
older
maybe that was yeah,
slightly.
they did get older.
Ash never got older. So I mean, honestly, if I had a choice to watch Pokemon or Digimon, I would probably choose neither and go with Beyblade.
Beyblade. What? Did you watch Beyblade? Like
I loved Beyblade.
you are honestly the first person I have ever met that's actually watched Beyblade.
Yes, I used to collect the Beyblades when I think it was Hasbro that issued the actual Beyblade toys
Oh,
that you
yeah, the
could
ones you, like,
use.
shoot from the string.
Uh-huh.
See, everybody
I
used them, but nobody
I used
watched
to collect
Beyblade.
them. I watched it. I watched it and collected them.
You're the first person I've met. That's
I
impressive.
loved Beyblade. I would go to Walmart, always go straight to the toy section just to see if they issued a new Beyblade.
I mean, do they look that different from each other?
Yeah, back in the day, I don't know about now because I know they've continued it and it's like different generations. But back in the day, each character had like their own animal or oh my gosh, I can't remember. They all basically had like their own animal. And My favorite one, I can't remember the guy's name, but he had a white tiger. And those were the Beyblades that were my absolute favorites. So those are the ones that I would always search for. They even had like little added components that you could buy separately and kind of soup them up. And they had like a
Oh,
little
yeah, like,
ring.
you can click them, like, more stuff on there,
Mm-hmm.
like, they, like, little weapons. It was fun, I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the, like, the anime toys that actually were enjoyable to play with.
I still have them.
Oh my god, you
I
have, like,
don't
an archive right there.
I don't know where they are, but I still have them. I know for a fact I did not get rid of them. It was Beyblade, and I would always watch Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh before
Oh,
Digimon
I
and Pokemon. Digimon and Pokemon to me were like second. If you list
okay.
all four of them, like
Uh-huh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, I would always watch Beyblade first, then Yu-Gi-Oh, then Digimon, and then Pokemon.
I've seen a little Yu-Gi-Oh, but I haven't, like, fully watched it, and I've only seen the dub version.
Oh, I was all into the dub version.
I don't think I've ever heard the Japanese version.
I have not either. I've only seen the dub. But that was back in the day, 4Kids,
Yeah,
Toonami, they all they had was dub. So
yeah, and I mean, they
that's
just
all I
played the
remember.
mhm.
But I was so into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was pretty much into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Beyblade the most that I was actually an avid collector of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, Beyblade toys, and I even remember for Christmas I got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Glove clasp arm thing that they would use. It was like a portable arm, and I
Is
can't
that the
remember
thing
what
you
it was
put the cards
called.
on? Like
Yep. And
yeah,
it made noises and it lit up.
I remember that, yes.
I still have that. I do know that for a fact. I saw it not too long ago, actually.
I feel
Just
like I saw
collecting dust.
yeah, I saw a meme recently about people playing and versing each other, but I'm not gonna lie, Beyblade, I feel like that toy was actually really good.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun. I need to find them now. Now I kind of want
For real, I wonder
to.
if can you sell them? Maybe they're a good price.
I honestly don't know if they're worth anything nowadays,
Mm,
but if they are, I don't know. I might just keep them because that's nostalgia for me.
yeah, you have a little collection.
And I feel like growing up in the 90s, that was the best time for anime type toys, like toys that revolved around anime. They had all
Yes,
the
I
Sailor Moon
agree.
dolls, toys.
Back in the day, there was actually a lot more, I guess, stuff catered toward anime that was sold kind of at the most random places,
Mhm.
and they don't really have that now.
That was the best times. Man,
Those are some good honestly, yeah, the '90s and early 2000s, you can't beat it.
no,
You
it
just
was
had
a
to be
whole
there.
vibe. It was a
It really
whole vibe.
was.
Like
Great
the type of
shows.
vibe
Oh,
that it makes you want to go back in time just to
yes, experience it
experience that
again.
nostalgia.
Yes. For me also, the time when the big 3, like, slowly started and people
Mhm.
actually started to get into anime, so you could actually talk to other people about it because they started to know more about it and also get into it and watch it. That was such a good time. It was like, "Oh my god, I can finally share this love with other people."
I would say yes and no. For me, growing up as an anime lover was kind of hard. I felt like I had to hide that part of myself, so I didn't really have too many people to talk to. I mean, I do
Mm,
now, obviously,
yeah.
but growing up, I didn't have too many people to talk to about anime stuff. So I kind of
Mhm.
kept it to myself. So, whenever I would come home and watch Yu Hakusho and want to go the next day and talk to somebody about it, there's not really too many people who had watched anime other than Pokemon and maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Dragon Ball Z, and that was the extent.
Mhm. I see, I see. Yeah, I was lucky
So
enough, I did have, like, a lot of people and everyone, doing the Naruto run, or at least everyone knew about it, even if people didn't necessarily watch it,
Mhm.
they knew about it, they knew of it, and it was slowly coming in mainstream, but it
Well,
was still kinda like a secret at the same time, which was, like,
yeah.
interesting.
By the time I got to high school, it definitely got better. I had a lot more people than I did in middle school and obviously elementary school to talk to
Yeah,
about anime stuff. So, ah, man,
it was a good time. Um,
good times.
okay, you
I
might
feel
disagree
old.
with it. I know, we don't say that. We're still young at heart, okay? We have young
Yes.
souls.
Yes.
So, you may disagree with this, but I feel like back then, overall, they had like worse anime. And what I mean by that is, right, like currently, overall, there's like a better ratio of good anime versus back in the day, because there was some really bad ones back in the day. But I feel like back in the day when they had good anime, it was so good. You know what I mean? Which I feel there's less of now. Now it's a broader brush of, oh, most of them are pretty good, but not a lot of them are great. Like back in the day, it was great when it was really good. Like it became classics, you know what I mean? But I feel like we
Yeah.
don't have as much of that anymore, which I kind of miss.
They're classic to us because that's all that they showed on TV, but I wonder if they're still considered classics in Japan. Because not everything that we saw
Mhm.
on TV back then, they were popular for its time in Japan, but are they considered classics? You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, for us, classics are going to be Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop,
Bebop.
anime like that. Those are classics. Ghost in the Shell. Those are all considered classics here for us that grew up with those on TV. But I'm curious to know if they're also considered classics in Japan.
No, they are. They definitely are.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Well
are,
then,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, definitely, Evangelion is definitely considered a
Well,
classic,
yeah.
Cowboy Bebop as well. Like, those kinds of most of what you said would be considered a classic in Japan as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, those I get are classics in Japan. But I'm wondering if like shows of like Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh, the
That
original,
that might be more like nostalgia maybe.
Hamtaro. I loved Hamtaro.
Oh,
It was so cute.
I feel like a lot of people won't know that one. If you guys don't know, look it up. It's really cute.
Do your Googles, guys.
Yes.
It was a really cute show. And, 90s had a thing of they would change the opening music and have like their own original songs. I still know that theme song to Hamtaro.
Oh, yeah, she just sang it to me right before.
Yep. I'm not gonna sing it for you guys, but I still remember that theme
She
song.
did. She knew every single word from the start to finish. I was
But it
impressed.
it wasn't until we got to Inuyasha where they kept the Japanese theme songs.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Opening and
Some of
closings. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, some
Opening
of
and
them.
closings.
Some of them, yeah, they did. But some of them, they still kept changing. I think also it depend on where it was showing, like which station it was showing on, because 4Kids, I think they changed quite a bit. Like they never
Mhm.
kept anything original for
No.
some reason.
4Kids pretty much changed everything.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network slash Toonami was kind of at the halfway point where sometimes they kept the originals and other times they changed a few things. For example, Yu Yu Hakusho showed up on Cartoon Network and the English theme song was translated and sang in English.
Oh, really?
And they did the same thing with Rurouni Kenshin. So instead of changing the whole song completely and just making a whole brand new song, it's the same song just translated and sang in English.
I see. Okay, yeah.
They did that for several.
No, you know which one I actually kinda like that's underrated in my opinion? One Piece's theme song. It's like a little rap. It's like a really cute. If y'all don't know, if you've never heard of it, go look it up. It's actually kind of cute and funny.
For the first season of One Piece, is
Like,
that the one
yeah,
that
the
you're talking
first.
about? Okay.
Mhm.
I don't remember it at
Like the
all.
original opening, like English opening theme song. It's actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's
I'm
like
gonna have
catchy.
to Google that later.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
because
you'll
I'm
enjoy it.
I'm thinking all of the songs for Sailor Moon changed their theme song, which
Oh,
not gonna
yeah.
lie, I loved all this English songs that came out of Sailor Moon. Whoever made those songs, props to you because every time I hear those, nostalgia. Even for the movies. The movies, girl, I remember going to the store, finding all of those CDs. My mom buying all of those CDs. I
Ooh.
still have those English CDs to this day.
Wow. Well, that's kind of impressive. You still kept the CDs. I
Mhm.
I I used to have a batch of CDs. I don't know where they are now, though.
I can't play them on anything though.
Oh, I think I still have a CD player, so you can play
Oh,
it
do
on my
you?
CD player. Yeah.
I would love to have a CD. I know for a fact I do not have a CD player at my house. So
Well, I can give you mine if I find it.
I think it would be nice to listen. The other thing, the 90s was the time for me for the best shoujo anime. 90s,
Oh.
early 2000s was the best time. You've got Sailor Moon, Fruits
Mhm.
Basket, Cardcaptor Sakura,
Oh, card capture, yeah.
Kodocha, which was called Child's Toy. I can't remember if that showed up on TV or not. If
I
not,
don't
I
know that one.
don't remember where I saw it. I could have seen it just online, but
Yeah.
that was a good anime. Yeah, there was a whole bunch. Oran High School Host Club, early
Oh,
2000s.
yeah. I feel like it was also a really good time for shonen because that was, like, sort of the jumpstart of that very typical shonen, and that genre really became popularized in like, what the shonen we have today is basically based off of that type of genre, which
Mhm.
was started in, like, yeah, the '90s and early 2000s,
Yeah.
and all the classics are from them, in my personal opinion. And a lot of the things that are still holding a lot of the records are from that time.
Yep.
Sales of manga, even with Jump, Shonen Jump, that was 2000s was really the golden age for Shonen Jump because man,
Yeah.
really good times, great stories coming out.
No, I completely agree with you. 90s, early 2000s was also intro to Studio Ghibli.
Mm,
Spirited Away,
yeah, like
Howl's Moving Castle, which technically was it's older than I believe 90s to I believe
yeah,
90s,
like
early
Nausicaa came out.
2000s.
When did it come out? But it's a lot older. Nausicaa is
Yeah,
very old. I think it's
okay.
83 or 84. Yeah, 84, I think.
But that was when Studio Ghibli was starting to be introduced to American audience. Well, I'll say to
Yeah,
non-Japanese
I
audiences.
agree, like, when that time like, probably, yeah, early 2000s was when honestly, early 2000s was really and '90s, like, late '90s was really when anime started to become more popular abroad,
Mhm.
and I feel like before that, like, for instance, Dragon Ball Z, it was considered more so people watched it dub, you know? The English dub was more popular and familiar for people abroad, but I feel like as the 2000s came about, they started to watch it in Japanese as well.
I actually feel like the English dub is more popular than the Japanese original. For the people that I
For
know that
original.
watch Dragon Ball Z and Dragon
Oh,
Ball,
yeah, Dragon
they
Ball was
refuse to watch it in
no, I
Japanese.
agree, I agree. No, I'm saying, like, the other animes, like, for instance, like Naruto and Bleach, when it was coming out, a lot of people dub came out way later, you know? But
Oh,
as
yeah.
they were getting so popular, people would watch it even without subtitles, and I'm like, "They're just having a good time," you know? Even the manga chapters,
Mhm.
people were, like, looking online everywhere to, like, get the next chapter, what's going on. They couldn't read anything, but they would look at the pictures just to get a little glimpse of what is happening next, and that
Yes.
was really, really good time.
Powerful time, actually.
Mhm.
That's set foot for so many anime fans.
Yeah,
Take off running. I mean,
100%.
so many.
I feel like most anime fans came from that time, you know,
Mhm.
especially abroad. In Japan,
Yep.
it was more like a common thing for people to just like it and enjoy it, even adults, but that really was the start of when people began to enjoy it as a whole like a whole community. It just became
Right.
sort of mainstream or slowly trickling to mainstream.
Right. It was the start of a worldwide community of
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah. Because before that time, like, people adults, like, if you took adults during the '90s or 2000 and asked them what anime was, nobody knew what anime was.
Nope.
Maybe middle schoolers did, and maybe some high schoolers, but most adults did not know. Now you ask
Nope.
an adult, they probably know, and most middle schoolers, high schoolers, I'm pretty sure they all know what anime is, not necessarily they
Mhm.
watch it, but they know what it is.
Yeah. I love the fact that we as 90 anime watchers continued on the worldwide community fan train. And now generations after us, I feel like there is a stronger love and appreciation for anime
Mhm. Like,
overall.
it just yeah, I agree. It just it became a sort of just a watched medium or like a some people read it, but and
Mhm.
it's just gonna stay as, you know, like a thing. Like superhero movies now, it's
Yeah,
just gonna be a thing that's gonna be here, and people are gonna just watch that genre, you know?
right. Well, since you mentioned superhero movies, they're
Mhm.
doing a lot of remake movies or startup movies or just brand new movies with everybody's beloved superheroes, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man.
Mhm.
I'm curious to know, out of the 90s anime, which ones are you wanting slash well, 90s, early 2000s anime, which
Mhm.
ones are you wanting slash hoping for either a full reboot, meaning they follow the original manga storyline if they did not back then, which back then they typically didn't, or just a retelling of the same story in more advanced, newer animation style.
Mm. So, if this was a little while back, I would have said Bleach, but obviously our prayers were answered
Yes.
and they've come back, which honestly I'm so happy for, and it's been amazing. I still can't I was talking with a friend the other day and I'm like, "I still can't believe Bleach has come back and it's still this popular and it's a seasonal anime." Like, it's bizarre to me.
Yep.
But if it's not Bleach, I would probably have to say I kind of want a remake of Yu Yu Hakusho in, like, better animation, today's style. I feel like it would be so good.
Oh my god, I love you so much because I was going to say the same thing.
Yes!
They need to bring that back, and there have been rumors that they were supposed to bring Yu Yu Hakusho back, like, they were going to
Oh,
revamp it, and those rumors just kinda died off for a little
uh-huh.
while. I think they even released visuals or something like that, but I want that to come back.
I really, really, really I feel like it would be so good. It has, like, potential because it
Yes.
has that classic shonen feel, and you just need to make it to today's, like, level of animation. It would be so nice.
I only want them to bring it back because of Kurama. I mean, Yusuke, Hiei, all of them, like, yeah,
Mhm.
Kuwabara, yeah, they cool. No, I want Kurama. I just want an updated version of him, a
Oh,
newly
okay.
animated version of him.
Uh-huh.
Wink,
That'd be
wink.
pretty cool.
Yes, Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm down for it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yes, please. Just, like, start from the beginning, just do it again, but do it with that crisp animation they got n today, and just make
Mhm.
it beautiful. Oof, make those nice fight scenes.
Clear
I'm
cut.
down. Mhm.
Yes, definitely down. Well, now that you said that one, I gotta think of one. So, as you know, they've already revamped Sailor Moon, so I can't say Sailor Moon revamp because they're doing it now, and I think they just finished with Cosmos. The two movies just came out last month. So, if I were to say one that I want a complete revamp of, I would want them to redo Inuyasha.
Oh,
They did Yashahime, which is not the same thing as Inuyasha. I want them to
like, start from the
reanimate.
beginning.
Yeah, start from the beginning, reanimate it, maybe change the storyline a little bit. I have not read the Inuyasha manga,
Mhm.
so I don't know how closely the 90s anime follows suits with the manga.
From what I heard, I think they said it was pretty close, but don't take my word for that. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure.
But I would actually like to see a retelling of Inuyasha. Or not a retelling, but a reanimation of Inuyasha.
Mhm. I just want them to, like, maybe take out the extra
Kagome.
stuff a little bit. And yeah, no, just like because it does feel slow in the beginning. Like, a
It
little while back,
does.
I was rewatching it, and I was like, "Man, this is really slow."
Mhm.
So they need to just take that out, make it a little faster paced, and I feel like make it a little bit more mature, a little bit more adult, and I feel like it would be really good. Like, the fight scenes and
Yeah,
stuff, a little bit more serious, and it has
right.
so much, like, potential.
I honestly think if they did revamp it, I would want Kagome's progression of her learning how to use that bow and arrow basically to
Uh-huh.
be a little bit faster. So she's slightly, hate to say it, more useful.
I agree, I agree. I thought you were about to be like, "I want her gone."
I mean, I can't say because then that'll change the whole storyline, so I
Yeah,
can't
that's a
wish her
different story.
gone. It's a whole different story if
That's
she's
a
not
whole
there.
different story, yeah.
But, oh, I will say, if I'm thinking of a shoujo that I'd want them to redo, Chobits.
Oh. Oh, shoujo I we discussed this in another episode, but or in High School Host Club.
Yeah,
I need it now. right now.
That one would have to be a complete revamp because then it would have to
Yes.
follow alongside the manga storyline.
And the manga gets, oh, really good. I need it. I need it. Make it happen.
There's
Universe,
so
please.
many. Now they're
Oh,
all just coming to my head. I would wanna see a redo of the original Tenchi Muyo.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
Tenchi Muyo, they've
Mhm.
done Cardcaptor Sakura, they did kind of revamp that one, but they haven't finished. I don't it kinda left off on a cliffhanger, sort of, so I don't know if
Oh,
they're actually
yeah.
going to bring it
They
back,
just
that
said they
one
just said, "We gave up."
but it was good. It was actually
Yeah,
really
it was
good, but
good.
it kinda left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, "So what happens next?"
Oh, you know what I want them to finish? Well, or they could reboot it, but, it's not necessary. Nana. I want them to
Yes!
finish Nana.
Revamp Nana. Nana is such a classic.
It's so good. And
Absolutely
and I
amazing.
feel like where they left off, like, the drama starts to trickle from there, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"No."
When I finished Nana, I was like, "Is this it? Like, is there more? There's no more?
Mhm.
Oh, man." I would say Nana, Peach Girl.
Peach Girl, oh my god.
I just want them to reanimate that one.
They really need to, because it's pretty
That would be
in my
s
personal opinion, like, some of the worst looking animation, in my opinion, one of them is Peach Girl.
I like the
I
animation style on that,
I don't know,
though.
it just throws me off. It just looks bizarre to me.
Yeah, they definitely need to reanimate that one. I'm trying to think of some others. Hamtaro, I wanna see Hamtaro reanimated, I think that would be cute.
Oh, yeah, that
Just
would
for
be
kids.
cute. Yeah.
Just
No, I miss that, honestly. Hamtaro was really good.
mhm. Or I don't know if you've seen this one. The Japanese title is A Megami Sama, and the
Oh,
English
oh my god,
title is
is
yeah, Oh My
yeah,
Goddess.
I've not watched it fully, but I've seen, like, quite a few bits and pieces of it.
I've watched it fully, and I want them to bring that back.
Oh, you know what I want? I want Monster. I mean, Monster's
Ah,
not that old. I think it's like, what is it, 2005, 2008? But I
mhm.
would like it with today's animation and really kind of like even darker than
The original?
the original.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be like creepy. I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Ooh, what about Ghost in the Shell?
I'm down for
Revamp?
that. I feel like they could do a little revamp there.
There are so many. You know they're doing Naruto, right?
What?
You haven't heard?
What?
They're
What?
redoing Naruto.
Like full, like completely?
Naruto, is getting a revamp, I believe.
What? I thought Boruto was, like, their after story, so I didn't
Yeah,
think that they
there
would
is
do
there is a brand new Naruto, the original Naruto. It's celebrating its 20th anniversary.
What?
Yep, and its release date, I believe, is this year? Yeah, it's coming out in September, I believe, September 3rd, 2023. Naruto will be making a comeback, and this year or last year, it is celebrating 20 years.
Oh, wait. Is that, like I heard something about they're doing, like, a few episodes, like the original first few, but not, like, fully rebooting it. Is that wait, are they fully rebooting it, or is it just
Oh, no, you're right. It's 4 episodes.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard something about, like, oh, they're gonna do, like, a little, like, anniversary thing, but for a
Mhm.
second, I was like, "They about to redo all those episodes?"
That would be nice, though.
That would be interesting. But I feel like since the end of Naruto was it was not that, like, long ago. I mean, it was a bit long ago, but it's not that old, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but from the start of it, it
From the start,
started
yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know, I feel like where do you have to, like, redo everything, you know? You can't, like, stop at a certain point.
If you're gonna do the just 4 episodes, you might as well just do the whole thing. But yeah, it's coming out September, and they've already released the visuals for it. Visuals
So,
look pretty clean.
you know what I'm gonna say? Once One Piece ends, they can reboot Naruto. There, that's a great time.
That's never gonna happen. One Piece is not gonna end.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
man.
he said he was close, but we'll see how close.
I mean, he always says I'm halfway there, like, and then that's another like 10 years.
Like, bro, you was halfway there when we was growing up. No, I'm
It's
kidding,
like
but
10 years ago. That halfway is long.
I will say 90s, early 2000s anime aesthetic, the vibes, everything.
On
I
point.
loved it. On
Yep.
point. And not just because it was my childhood. It was
It
on
was the
point
stories and like
overall.
I think maybe because it was like a lot of the introduction into these genres,
Mhm.
so it was kind of like still fresh and new and like this kind of story hasn't really been done yet.
Right. Mhm.
So it was just nice. It was such a good time. I would go back to that time.
I would too. Just for a little bit for nostalgia, you know?
Yeah. I would like to go back, but then I'm reminded of the lack of internet speed and the lack of streaming sites, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go through the pain of torrents and
Dial up.
oh my gosh." I remember someone once said, like, today's kids will never understand or will never be close enough anime fans no matter how much they try because back in that day, we had to
Yep.
literally fight
Jump
and
through
commit
hoops.
just to watch some anime.
That was a TikTok video. I remember it was two millennial and like diehard anime fans talking
Mhm.
to I believe Gen Z anime fans.
Mhm.
And the guy was saying basically like, you guys do not understand. Our love of anime will surpass your love of anime any day.
Mhm.
Because and I think said something along the lines of what you just said, like we were
Yeah.
basically mini hackers trying to watch our favorite anime shows.
Just to watch one episode. I remember Bleach was really hard to come by too. I would have to wait days with that internet speed just to watch one episode. And then by the time you get that, the next episode I gotta watch. So I'm like, oh great, I gotta go back into this search again.
Mhm.
Man, those are the
It was
times.
hard. But even the anime music back then, whew,
Oh, so
the
good.
best.
So
The
good.
absolute best. Ugh. So, thank you guys so much for taking a trip down memory lane with us.
Let us know what are your favorites, honestly. I don't know how old everyone is, maybe there's some youngins out there, but if you lived through the 90s and early 2000s, let us know what you like. And for people who didn't, like, what anime do you want to watch? Or, like, which ones are your favorites? We would love to know.
And for the younger generations that are listening to this podcast, if you are curious about any of the anime that we've talked about in this particular episode, let us know and we will tell you all about it.
Mhm. But yeah, we
Thank you
hope you guys
guys.
enjoyed.
Yes, thank you so much for sitting back, relaxing with us this week. We will see you next week. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram page and our TikTok page at Anime Sekai Podcast. We are here for you guys every Friday at noon. So we will catch you guys next week for another brand new episode. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.